It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. I love that music. Welcome. It is Tech for Senior Live. It is August the 31st. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today. And welcome, whatever, if it's morning, afternoon, or whatever time zone you're in, welcome to the show. We have a great show for you today. We'll be talking a lot about drone delivery. So watch those, look up in the sky and watch those packages dropping on your head. We'll talk all about those packages, where they're coming from. We're going to talk about all the news of the week, and we have a great panel here to talk about the tech news, and I'll be introducing them shortly. So maybe some of you are wondering who we are. Well, we're a bunch of seniors. We have a Monday show, which called Tech for Senior. It is a Zoom meeting, and we broadcast that out to YouTube. So I see some people over there that have already logged into our Zoom meeting, hoping to watch this show. But of course, no, we'll see you Monday. So this show is, of course, broadcast on StreamYard, and it goes out to Facebook, our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. So it's if you're concerned, let me just bring up our page. Our website is here. If you go to our website, you'll find a big button that says take you to the show. Hit that and it'll take you to the right place, and you can watch this show. Also, as we go through the news of the week and so on and so forth, you want to follow along, this is our Facebook page, and this is where all our staff publish interesting articles they read through the week, interesting things that happen, and they put it onto our Facebook page, and that's what we review. So we focus in on the articles that we think you would be interested in, and we put them on our page, and those are what we talk about. And if you want to follow along with us, that's there for you. Now, the other thing that's important is that we have no idea if anyone's listening to the show. Unlike our Monday show, where we actually see the people there, we have no idea who's out there and who's listening. So we could just be talking to ourselves all day, which is fine. We like that anyway. We always like to talk. But if you're out there, if you put in the chat, where you're from, what the weather is, if you have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, just let us know, and we'll mention that as we go ahead and introduce everybody. So that's always important for us. Let's get to introducing everybody. We have, of course, an international group of people that we've assembled, minus one. Our beloved Bob Gostisha, who is always on the show with us, is actually on a driving holiday. Bob, you're probably listening. I told him he couldn't log in because he's got to keep both hands on the wheel. And he was talking about getting Alice, his wife, to maybe hold the phone in front of his face as he was driving. I said, I don't think that's a good idea. So hopefully he's listening to this as he's driving, but not participating. So the next, so we have Huey Popluck from. Oh, sorry. Let me talk about. I'm Ron Brown, and I'm, of course, I live on a little island off the west coast of Canada called Vancouver Island. and I live in a place called Comox, British Columbia. And that's where I am right now, and it's raining. So Huey, of course, is away on the other side of the world. He's in Florida. Do I have to talk very loud, Huey, to really hear
Yep.
me? Or so he's just suffered through a hurricane, and despite all that, he's on the show today. So you're
Y-
safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. The hurricane wobbled just enough to go a little bit west, and we were spared the bad winds and the bad rain. It did go straight up into the curve in Florida, and Cedar Key in that area got it hit pretty good. But we had rain, we had some wind, but not as bad as I've seen before. So it was not too bad. I'm about 8 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. Straight across, there's one road, the road that I'm like up 2 blocks away from, goes straight across, and there's a bridge across. Then, of course, the Barrier Island, they got hit pretty good, but not as bad as other previous storms. Again, the storm surges were pretty good, but the winds and the rain weren't bad. So
I think you were through another one. Was it last year or the year or 2
it
years
was
ago?
just about a year ago,
It was.
and it was also a storm with the letter I. It was IAM, and we got it pretty good. I was without power for 8 days.
Uh, Now, is hurricane season? How long does hurricane season go for?
June to November,
Oh, so another month, eh?
June to the end of October. Yeah.
Couple of months, yeah, a couple of months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but September is
Yeah,
pretty
but
worse.
yeah, September is the height of the season.
I just see. Okay.
You may see 3 or 4 forming in different spots. Some of them will hit, some won't.
And then, of course, we have also with us today Ray Baxter. He is, of course, from Pine, Arizona, just north of Phoenix. It's Ray, of course, is our musical director on the Monday show. He's also the president of APCUG. Now, let me get this right: Association of Personal Computer User Group. Do you know how long I practiced that, Ray? He's also the treasurer. So he's not only a nice guy, but he's trustworthy. So we're so happy to have him on the show today. So welcome, Ray.
And I'm glad to be here, and I'm happy that Yui has survived that and is in good spirits today. We are one short, so we need all the voices we have today.
That's right. We got to keep on our toes. Bob will be giving us criticism if we don't do a good job on this show today, right?
You can go to the bank on that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. All right, Huey, have we got anybody listening to us?
Yeah, there's a few people out there. Yeah, no, there's quite a few. Let's take a look.
All right. Steve says Kirkland, Washington, 61 degrees and cloudy. Stu, Dunedin, Florida. Survivors hurricane. Oh, so where's Dunedin? Is it north?
It's north of Tampa.
North of Tampa. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, north of Clearwater, actually.
Yeah. Visited it many times.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Stu. I'm glad that you're okay. At least, hopefully, you're okay. Liz, sunny Ohio. So you've got the sunny. We're rain, and it's hurricanes in Florida. So Ohio so far looks like the place to be, right?
No, there actually was an earthquake in the northeast corner of Ohio.
No, of Ohio.
Yes.
Oh no, Liz, I hope you're okay. Did you feel the earthquake?
Okay, next.
Richard from Monrovia, Canada.
Yeah,
Oh, not
California.
Canada, California.
Yes, he says it every week.
72 now, going on 92 later on. Okay. Jim, hurricane threat over, life back to normal in Venice, Florida.
That's just south of me.
Yeah, so hopefully, Jim, hopefully you didn't get much water damage and everything's okay. Obviously, your power's on, or because you're talking to us, right? Geek Wireless, greetings. Carl, Troy, Michigan, 67 degrees Fahrenheit now, low 47.
Wow.
How was the storm in Sarasota for Huey? I think
Yeah, we just covered it.
we
Yeah.
covered that. Yeah. Gary, hi, all from Georgia. George, oh, hi, all from Georgia and Victoria. George, yeah, right, George Bowden. Gary, what's Gary Bowden? It's George Bowden, right?
Yep.
So anyway, Richard says, I hope the storm for Huey is over with now and hope no serious damages.
Yeah, that's well over with. In fact, during the night, I got up and took some pictures of the blue moon,
Oh yeah.
and then it rained right after that. So I was glad the sky cleared enough that I got some good pictures of it.
Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, now going to 66 degrees today, some light rain. Irving, it's beautiful fall sunny day in Ottawa, 65 degrees. Yes, very nice. Nice fall. Tomorrow's September the 1st.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Where's this year gone?
I know we'll be in season 5 pretty soon, Huey.
Yeah.
Like this is crazy.
Yeah, we got a while to go for that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sally says, we love rain. Please send more. For sure. Yeah, we're really happy with the rain. I'm not complaining. Liz says, earthquake was north of me. I'm in Akron, Canton area. Okay. But is Ohio common to get earthquakes there? It's sort of, that's not an
I've heard
earthquake.
before. No.
That's not an earthquake prone area, is it? No, I don't think so. Clark says, thanks to cool, dry air from Canada, it is 70 degrees Fahrenheit and beautiful. And the Canadian air is keeping the hurricanes from Trenton, New Jersey. There you go. Well, thanks, Clark. We just sent it down there for you. By the way, we purified the smoke and took all the smoke out before we sent it down. Hope you appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Deb says, Clearwater, Dunedin, 88 degrees. That's hot. Jolyn, hey, greetings from the low country of South Carolina. Great. Yeah, Jolyn, of course, is she does a lot of tech support. She does works with their computer club there. They have an amazing computer club that's oh my gosh, I don't know how they got a lot of members, and they meet every day, and she works tirelessly for them. So welcome, Jolyn. Thankfully, Idalia wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, it went up through Georgia up into the Carolinas. So she was going to be hit by it too. I was concerned because she's in she's out on Hilton Head on the islands there. Mm-hmm. That if there was a lot of storm surge or something, it would have been really bad for them. But
it also was more focused. It was a focused hurricane. Like it wasn't that. It didn't spread out as much as
no, it was huge.
Was it?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny with the hurricane names. I like them when they were simpler names or names that were pretty common. They're now getting into the list of unusual names.
All right. So let's talk about drones. Let's talk about drones today. Maybe we should do some work. Get a
yep.
Let's do some work. And now we talked about last week, for those of you who are listening, we talked about Walmart Plus, right? Remember Walmart Plus? And we talked about all the advantages of Walmart Plus and how well it's doing. So when this article came out this week, and it was August 24th, and Walmart and Wing set to expand delivery together in Dallas Metro. I got my ears perked up and thought, well, we're going to do some research on this, and this might be a good story to talk about. Maybe there's going to be, packages falling from the sky from Walmart, right? This was another article. Walmart and Wing team up to provide convenience of drone delivery. So there's a couple of articles that were out this week, and I thought, well, let's sort of figure out what this is all about, and the thing that was bothering me, in the back of my mind, what's the other company that's been talking about drones forever?
Amazon?
Exactly. I thought, we've been through this before. Whatever happened to Amazon and their drone delivery, right? So we'll talk about this a little bit later, but of course, Amazon has been doing this since for about 10 years, and They actually have an airport and a research facility, and they've actually, unlike Walmart, who is partnering with companies that make drones, Walmart was developing their own drones, and they had it all sorted out, and they were way ahead of them. Current status of Amazon drones is they've pretty much shut the whole thing down. They've laid off most of all of their staff. There's a few people in the research department that's still there, but it is going nowhere. You know that big round of layoffs Amazon had. Remember we talked about that. All those people they pretty much laid off their whole delivery program, and we'll talk about why that is in a moment. But it's it has to do with three letters, and it's called FAA. All right. So, and part of the problem is, if you look at this pictorial view of Walmart, this is off the Walmart site. Is if you're looking at this and you look at these, and that's a pictorial view of what package delivery could look like. Now, to you and I, this is pretty cool, and to probably the average person looking and watching this, they think this is going to be great. But that picture strikes terror into the hearts of people who are in the aviation industry, right? Like, if you look at all these drones flying over this airspace, and also you see all these congested cities down below, and you look at what's going to happen when these drones are flying over them, this just puts terror in the hearts of the FAA. And also the problem is, particularly in the United States, being a very well-developed country, is that the competition for airspace is incredible. Like, there is pilots will know this, but there's no place you can really fly then someone isn't claiming that airspace, right? So it's not just the open skies like this that just allow you to fly drones anywhere you want, right? So that therein lies the problem, is where you can fly these things. Just on a side note, I don't know if you remember, you guys, but 2 years ago, I made an announcement on Tech for Senior on your Monday show. I was going to buy a drone and get my drone's license, pilot's license, right? And I did buy the drone, and it's still sitting in the box here. It's never been opened. I started the license process and soon realized cloud these drones, and I'm really
You're
stumbled
breaking
into
up.
this. So just give the internet I talk too fast. Amazon is probably figured this out. But anyway, let's get back to the Walmart story. I want to play you a video. And this is a video from their press release. All right. So let's watch the video, and I want you to have a look at this. This is from their press release. Now you'll see this is the drone flying. This is the drone picking up the package. That's the drone. And here they are flying it over congested cities. Then they're dropping it down. Missing the children playing and the dog barking. And they release it. And they're in. And that's off their press release. Now that, of course, is an animation. Well, I am the animation. That's a pictorial view of what it's like. So let's look at let's look at the news article and see what it says. It says that this is a major milestone for Wing. Wing is one of the big players in drone delivery. There's 3 or 4 in the United States that are big companies that are that are in the drone delivery business. And so anyway, we continue down our path, building capabilities to support some of the most significant delivery operations in the world. Our technology is designed to complement existing delivery offerings, making overall systems more efficient and able to meet customer needs. Today, we're continuing that momentum by teaming up with Wing an on-demand drone delivery provider by Google's parent company, Alphabet. Now, the service will be offered from 2 stores in Dallas metro area in the coming months, enabling us to reach an additional 60,000 homes. Doesn't tell you how many packages they actually do, but
Mhm.
that's the site. So, the Walmart Supercenter, if you are live in Texas, at Preston Road in Frisco, Texas, will be the first to launch, joining our existing network of 11 drone hubs already operating in the Dallas area. Once again, operations begin. Customers can download the Wing app from the App Store or Google Play and enter their address to determine if their home is within the Wing drone delivery range. Customers will be able to order items from frozen treats, such as household items, last minute meal solutions, cheese, and even fragile items like eggs. You want to know if you're eligible, and those are the in the app. You'll just fill that out, and winged drones are reliable, fast, safe, cruise at 65 miles an hour, use a tether to gently deliver even more delicate items like cartons of eggs to very precise locations. Anyway, that's sort of you got the idea, right? I mean, that's the idea. But in practicality, there are there's Walmart actually is trying a bunch of different companies, so they're not just using Wing is one of the big companies that they're looking at, and this is one of the drones, to give you a sort of an idea of the size. And this is sort of how it would look if it's going to be carrying a package. Now, you saw a different package being carried with that other drone. Now this shows the package sort of going up, and it says now this is a company drone up. And remember, in order to fly these things, you have to be FAA certified. So you'll see it says on the back, FAA certified commercial drone operator. So he's able to carry this package. So that's the concept. Now, some of their publicity they've been doing. This is at one of the Walmart stores, and you can see here. Obviously, they have on the right hand side. You can see they have some carts, and probably they brought some packages to be delivered. They set up on the parking lot here, and I guess they're taking these packages, and I don't know if they're actually delivering them to homes or if they're just carrying them across onto the roof of your car or something. I'm not sure about that. It doesn't really um, tell us where these packages are actually being delivered. This obviously is a setup for the day sort of thing, maybe a bit of a PR thing, and we don't know where those packages are actually being delivered. That gives you a rough idea of there are many different types of these machines, and this gives you an idea of one. Let's have a look here, and here they are, setting the drone up, and having the where and loading a package in. Now, there are some complexities here because one of the issues is you can't fly these drones over populated areas, and if you're going to lower or drop the package, you have to be able to make sure there's nobody underneath. So if you're going to go to a backyard, you have to make sure there's no children in there, or the dog isn't barking at the drone that's coming down. There's got to be a clear area to release the package. This is another example, and I sort of think this was just done to as a show thing. It looks like it's in a parking lot. They've got some packages here. Maybe they deliver these to your car in the parking lot. I'm actually not sure if they're actually taking them to people's homes. This is one of their sites, and they're actually building off a Walmart store. They're actually making sort of a drone sort of like a heliport, where you're going to be able to run these off this. So they are building some physical structures. And this is another one on the side of a Walmart where they're actually building up the side here and they're putting it on the roof, which will be part of their delivery system. And again, these are complicated to fly. You have to be a licensed pilot to fly these, and it's not without a lot of difficulty. Now, here's the Walmart stores in the US have drone delivery hubs operated by a bunch of different companies. There's Drone Up, there's Flytrex and Zipline. They've partnered with a lot of different companies and they're testing all this out to come up with um, options. Now, if you look worldwide, these are some of the companies they have partnered with. We talked about Wing, Zipline, and Zipline. These companies work in other parts of the world, such as Australia and South America, into large drone delivery services. So there are in other parts of the world, this is happening as well, and they're going through this whole process, right? The big problem, of course, is part 135. There are a whole bunch of rules and regulations the FAA has put in place to make sure this actually works properly and it's safe. And part of it is part 135, and Amazon actually got an exemption for this, and I'll just show you there. And part of the problem is you can't fly these beyond visual line of sight, which you actually have to see these drones land, which really hampers how you're going to use them, unless you have very sophisticated collision avoidance systems on them. All right, that's the issue, that to design these now, such as airplanes have, because you're going to be flying these in very congested areas. And recently, this was an article that said this is just published this last week. 2 key executives from Amazon drone delivery program Prime Air have quit, posing setbacks for ambitious drone delivery initiative. And if you go through and read this, they not only did they lay off most of their staff, 2 of their Prime head people quit, and Amazon Air Prime, 10 years of work, tens of millions of dollars involved, hope for 10,000 drone deliveries this year, but it's only done 100 in a test facility. So nothing is happening very quickly. It's all comes back to the terror in the hearts of people when they look at this picture. And so not much is really happening. How many Walmart is actually delivered? Is this a publicity stunt to pop up their Prime Plus or their Walmart Plus service? I don't know. I mean, but drones aren't going to be falling out of the sky and delivering packages anytime soon.
There's one of our viewers, and I don't remember the name, so she may be a first time
Susan,
poster.
okay. Well, welcome,
Yeah.
Susan. Welcome.
Yeah. But there would have to be hundreds of these flying around, and she's right.
That's right. Well, thousands, tens of thousands.
Yeah. If you think of all the packages on one truck, they all got to
Right.
be delivered, and then it returns and pick up another package and take it.
Right. Now, but having said that, I mean, Amazon actually did look at this and work. They bought an airport, they have hangars, they did test facilities, they built these. They spent, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars on this project, but they couldn't overcome the last part, is actually how to make those the actual make them fly safely to appease the FAA. That's the problem. And the safety is the big issue with these, because you can't fly them over populated areas, and you have to be so careful. You can't, how do you know what's in the backyard where you might be putting these, whether the kids are playing or there's a dog or something, you have they can't quite overcome that yet.
Yeah, Ron, when you mentioned this was going to be the topic, I did a little investigating on my own end here, and I was happy to see that Arizona is one of the 6 states that they're going to be initially doing this in, or trying.
Okay.
It'll be working 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it's not going to be a 24-hour service. It's packages up to 10 pounds, and they have to be within a 1 mile radius of the Walmart store.
Right.
And it's going to cost $3.99, and they can deliver it, they say, in as little as 30 minutes. Now, they talk about it being delivered to the customer's backyard using a cable that gently lowers the package. But what about all the people who live in urban areas, all the people that don't have backyards? I mean, there's so many questions that this article raised for me that telling me that this is definitely just the very preliminary stages.
Very preliminary.
Yeah.
Very preliminary.
And Susan, who talked about being a lot of these in the skies, in the last few weeks, I believe there was 1 or 2 companies that got the okay for airplane, private airplane cars.
Oh, right.
Taxi services.
Taxi service, yeah.
So
everyone's competing for that space, right? It's not like that big open sky you saw those drones flying in.
And then you got SpaceX, Starlink, and Amazon and so on, putting up satellites. You're going to look up in the sky and you're not going to see any blue.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. All right, listen, we better get on with looking at the news articles. Anybody, any comments before we start?
Yeah, let me. Where do we leave off here? It was Murray has a few words.
Murray, just a minute. I think we could get this up here. All right. Good morning from Victoria, BC. Bing success, something that would have taken hours, if not days. I asked them, tell me what open WRT compatible routers are available on Amazon Canada. It took a few minutes for Bing to come up with the 3 out of 5, the hundreds or the thousands they carry. Before Bing, I would have had to go through one by one, search them. Oh, so that's cool. So he used it to help with shopping. I've done that. That's a cool idea. Yeah.
Good for you, Murray.
Vale says, hi from Golden, Colorado, Aspen. We are beginning to turn colors. Yes, Vale. You're right. Stan, hello. Safe in Orlando. Just a couple of heavy showers. Now 90 degrees and sunny. Rain this afternoon. Edie says, Prescott, Arizona, 83 degrees, headed to 92, hoping for some rain this weekend. Susan, there should have to be hundreds of these.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I already did, yeah.
Murray says, our building is in the no-fly zone for drones. Exactly. All the no-fly zone that drones have is one of the reasons. I got 3 airports near me, and I couldn't fly anything around here. Jolin says, here on Facebook as well. Yes, you can come over to our Facebook page. I think the use of drones for delivery would be valuable for remote areas, especially for medical supplies. And yes, they're actually using them for for hospital transplants for people getting transplants. So from donor to recipient. So that's sort of cool. All right, let me get this a little bit bigger.
I'm going to go over the. I'm going over to the Facebook page. So.
And I'm going to refresh this just to make sure.
Yeah, I will do the same.
We get them all there. And let's see what we come down and see who will roll the dice and see who gets the first article.
Well, we know who that's going to be.
We'll roll the dice. Now. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's interesting. Good luck, Facebook. Ray, I think you got the first one. Google launches watermarks for AI generated images.
Yep.
Now it says the content is available in Canada. Good. Welcome to Facebook. So anyway, Ray, tell us about your article.
All right. So this is Google's idea of helping to prevent the spread of misinformation. And they've developed this invisible permanent watermark on images that will identify them as computer generated. It's called Synth ID, and it embeds the watermark directly into the image. So this again it's going to be a way of making sure that an image you see, you know where it's been generated either by an individual or by an artificial intelligence.
That's a great idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I think that's a really good idea. Good one.
I think today more than ever, it's hard to tell what is real and what is not. So technology like that is going to be keeping at a pace that humans are not able to.
Walmart gives workers at generative AI app.
Walmart, we're talking about Walmart. I thought this article would be of interest as well. So Walmart has announced a program that will give its roughly 50,000 non-store employees access to a generative AI trained that this AI has been trained on Walmart corporate information. So it's part of the company's what they call Me at Campus. It's an app for employees. It works on computers as well as smartphones, and it's really about, Walmart says, boosting the level of information that its employees need to do their job, and a way to use an app to get access to that information more quickly.
Now that's really a smart idea, because I would imagine Walmart is such a massive organization that if you're working as a manager in a store and you want to find out some information about something, it's often difficult to find out where that information is, right?
Yeah, and the bottom line is it's going to free workers from what they consider the monotonous, repetitive tasks. That's one of the goals.
Positive thing for AI.
And talking about big companies and what they do, I don't know if somebody's posted an article. I'm not even sure if I did. That Zoom, the company, has and they've had in place where people could work from home. You would think so because of Zoom, right? They can Zoom in.
Right. Yeah.
They're now requiring their people to come in even on Fridays all week long now, because they don't work as well at home as they do in the office. So that what they're doing is saying, hey, don't use our program, go to work.
Go to work.
I've said this for weeks now. I think the main reason that companies are requiring employees to come back to the office is they have all of this real estate invested in office space that they've signed for long-term contracts, and it's just sitting there empty. So rather than have it just sitting there empty and they can't resell it or reuse it elsewhere, they want people to actually be there. That, I think, is the driving force.
Yeah, Zoom. The guys from Zoom were saying that they're not quite as productive and coming up with new ideas and so on. Them working together in close proximity facilitates that much better.
What's this, Ray?
Well, this is interesting. To compete with Chrome, Microsoft is removing features from the Edge browser.
Oh,
why are they removing it? Well, this is announced it's going to be the browser Edge 117. That's people on the beta channel have access to that now. And here's what Microsoft has said, quote, to improve end user experience and simplify the more tools menu, the following features are being deprecated. And they list Math Solver, Picture Dictionary, Citations, Grammar Tools, and Kids Mode. And basically, many people were not using these apps at all, and they felt that this was making the Edge feel bloated and overcrowded. So that's why they're now taking them off. So hopefully there won't be too many people that love one of those that I just mentioned.
All right. Chat GPT takes a final exam.
So this is a computer instructor at Vanderbilt University. He was teaching algorithms to his class, and he decided to show his students that their critical thinking skills for creative problem solving was just as good as AI, and they should use their own abilities to answer the homework questions. So what he did was he created a fictitious student in the database for his class, and he created an exam based on what would be the typical questions that a software engineering job interview might entail. And so this fictitious student had test answers that were based on ChatGPT's answers or responses rather, and that AI or ChatGPT only managed a 72.5% score, which was lower than the class average, which was in the mid 80s.
So there's still hope for the human brain.
I think so.
Very good. Very good. A positive. Oh yeah, this is this came up a number of times. the new event. Do you want to talk about that, Ray?
Yeah, this
No.
is Apple's less than 2 weeks. They don't have it exactly. It's either the Thursday the 12th, and some people are saying it could be the 13th, but I doubt that Apple will hold it on a Friday the 13th. So I think the likely date is September 12th. And what do we expect from Apple? Well, certainly the iPhone 15 and the updates on that, now including the USB-C ports. And we've talked about that before. There's going to be some new phone colors. I think I read a bright pink. I'm not getting the bright pink, and blue, and other options. And then you have the Apple Watch 9 coming out, and also the Apple Watch Ultra 2. So if you're an Apple fan, this is something you want to be looking forward to.
No iPads. The iPads won't be until after the first of the year.
Okay.
I'm interested in the Apple Vision Pro that was announced a couple of months ago, and see if there's anything new with that.
Okay. They'll be also in October. Then Google does theirs. So we got lots of news to cover the next couple of months. So Ray, I know you're taking September off. You better hurry back because there's going to be a lot of stuff we got to cover. You got to hope you're taking notes while you're on.
Technology is going to go on hold for me.
Yeah. All right. Let's come down here. Huey, this looks like something I need for my back pain.
Well, yeah, I think it would be great for you. You're the one that I thought of when I saw this. It's a zero gravity ergonomic workstation.
Oh.
And reading the article, you actually have to put it together.
Oh, no.
It comes in pieces. And so you have to put it together. I was watching all of the pieces you have to do. But you've got a screen in front of you. There's a holder for your laptop. You can lean back and be in a kind of a prone position, and the screen is above you. It's just fantastic, and it starts at only $4,000.
My lazy boy chair is less than that, and it's comfortable. All right, okay. Do you know what this article is? I can't see it because it's after yours. What it says content isn't available in Canada. Can you see?
Yeah, it's yours as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
and
what was it?
New Tesla superchargers in
Vancouver Island. Yes. This was an article. Sorry, I can't see it. You can probably see it if you're following our Facebook page. But there was some on Vancouver Island, our little Vancouver Island. They have the latest, huge Tesla supercharger center, and it lists there's a whole whack of them all in a row, all the latest in the Tesla superchargers, just to let you know.
You got it in there twice.
I did, yeah. And then of course this is another one, Huey. Not only is of course Zoom doing that, right? But Amazon CEO tells workers return to office or it's probably not going to work out for you. In other words, you're going to get fired. So, so everyone's, I guess, doing the same thing, right? It's not just, that's sort of interesting. You got to go back and actually put some time in, which I think is going to be a problem for workers because a lot of them, the commuting, and also a lot of them probably have moved and bought homes in very rural areas expecting to always just do remote work, right? And now having to go back to a very urban area, it's going to be difficult.
And their wives are working or their husbands are working elsewhere, and they're there to babysit the kids and so on too. So now they aren't going to be there. So it's going to change some family situations.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to depend on how important that employee is in the job that they do. And if they can do it from home and they're really valuable, they have certain skills, you'll see exceptions be made.
Now, Ray, I was thinking about you this morning when I was looking at this article, because how many times do we buy speakers and they're either compatible with Alexa or they're compatible with Google, but they don't do both? And this is JBL's new speakers they're just releasing. And they're both it's like VHS and beta. It's back to the old like, go back. I mean, most people won't understand what that is, but if you're a senior, you will, right?
I was actually a big beta fan. I thought that was
that's what I thought.
Two systems, but
that's right.
lost out.
That's right. So anyway, so JBL, these are new speakers coming out, and they are going to work with both. So there you go.
One of the things I mentioned yesterday at the APCUG meeting, I think Miss A and the Google Assistant have really missed the boat by not going to some AI stuff and being able to answer in much more detail and accuracy. It's just there's a lot of things they won't answer because they don't have the answers, and you would think that would be the first place that AI would work. And I'm not hearing about it or not seeing anything from either of those companies.
Huey, do we have any comments before we're moving into the last 15 minutes here? Do we have
Let me switch back to StreamYard because I was over in my Facebook. So let's see where we're at. And let's see where we left off here. Don't know if we did this one or not.
Jolin says, I think that the use of drones for delivery would be valuable. Yes, we did that one.
Okay, yep. And then we got one more, and that's it so far.
That says, I got an invite from Apple for, I got an So, Vale, are you going to go, like, to the actual event? That's cool. Vale,
so
of course, is a very...
12.
Vale indeed bought a lot of Apple equipment, so he's very deserving. All right.
But that's it. So we're caught up.
Okay. All right. So that's good. Thanks, Huey. Google Chrome could soon let you share passwords with up to 6 people. I thought that's pretty cool. Really, Google's password manager is really come a long way. I think, Ray, you use that now, don't you? You were talking about that the other day. Was that you that I was talking?
I do use that for some of my passwords. As you know, all my sign-ons are done with either face recognition or fingerprint. But yes, I know a lot of password managers we've discussed, etc. But I'm comfortable with letting Google handle it and sign me in.
They really
I am too, but I don't understand where people would be sharing passwords, especially up to 6 people.
Could be within your family.
Maybe you have a spouse. And you want, rather than them having to look up your passwords all the time, you use this feature so they can do it. It would obviously have to be somebody you trust implicitly.
Oh yeah.
What about a Netflix? What about your Netflix login? Maybe your
no, that Netflix won't let you do that.
But if your wife's logging in on another TV and you need to log into Netflix, you might need to know the password. That.
I could have something on my computer that my wife needs to look at rather than walking in and asking me, Ray, can you open this up? She'd be able to access it directly. That, I think, is where the benefit is.
Right. Philips Hue updates existing lights with Matter. So Matter is coming to Matter.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we've talked about Matter a lot before. This is the new standard for home automation for communication between devices. And it's happening. So we are seeing matter coming. Mattering, right? Exactly. Now this was. I don't know if anyone. This isn't. So what is Pixel Pass? So this is a.
Read the whole headline. Just
Google
for those people who might be just listening.
Google kills 2-year Pixel Pass subscription just after 22 months. Now, what this is? So let me explain. I think this was a really good idea. The problem with it was, for me, I would have bought this. The problem for me is it's only available in the United States. So if you are listening and you are from the United States, this is a Pixel Pass is something that you could subscribe to, and it included a Pixel phone and all the Amazon services, all the Google services, such as Google One, with YouTube Premium. It gave you all not YouTube TV, but it gave you all the services bundled together, including your phone, and gave you a monthly fee of, I think it was $45, right? And you just paid that every month, and that included everything. And there was a big discount because you had everything. Now, the interesting thing to know is that Apple does this. You can, with your iPhone, you can have just a service that you just rent your iPhone, and each time a new phone comes out, they just mail it to you. You mail the old one back. You just rotate your phones, and you just pay a monthly thing, and you don't ever have to buy a phone. So this, I thought this was actually a pretty cool idea. Anyway, for whatever reason, obviously it wasn't making them money, because if it made them lots of money, they wouldn't have killed it, right?
And
Yeah.
I like services like that. They often call them
Yeah.
bundling, where you can get a
Bundling.
whole range of services at a really reduced price.
Yeah, so they added all those up, and that was called the pick. That was, I thought it was pretty cool. I knew about it, and
Pixel Pass.
they just killed. And they killed it was because they're of course having their big event this October, and they're not putting they weren't putting the Pixel 8 into the plan. So anyway, this is being canned, and this is the new event. This is Pixel 8's Watch 2 Pixel 8 and Watch 2 launch event is October the 4th. So we'll just get through Apple's, and then we'll have Google, and I think is Samsung had theirs, or is there gonna
Samsung had theirs in July. They normally
July,
had it
okay.
in August, but this year they did it in July because they wanted to get some financial numbers in as early as possible.
Right. So, I mean, we had a busy fall because, and then there's, of course, Black Friday and Cyber Monday and then Christmas, right? So lots of things happening. So that's coming out. Huey or Ray, you should be talking about this. Plex adds 11 new free TV.
This is one of the free services that's available on for your TV. And I think I mentioned last week, I think I had a post that Plex added a whole bunch of new channels, or was adding a whole bunch of new live TV channels. Well, this is in addition to those, they're adding 11 others. Now, it doesn't mean they're any good, and maybe nothing you're going to want to watch, but there might be one or two of them in there that you do. But the thing is that Plex is really been adding a lot of channels. So you got Plex, and you got Pluto, and you've got some others that are free services. So if you don't want to spend the money for Hulu and Prime and YouTube TV and so on, there's plenty of TV out there that's available for free.
Let me make the point that, number one, with Plex, it's two big services that they offer. This is all of the free television, different types of shows, but you have to watch commercials, which I refuse to whenever I can avoid them. That's why I still have cable TV, and when a commercial comes on for something I've recorded, I just fast forward through it because my time is too valuable to watch commercials. But the other side of Plex is what I use it mostly for, and that's being able to take all of my media and store it in one location on one server in the house, and that's available to me on any TV in the house. Plus, when I'm away, I can watch everything from that server.
And Ray, that's a separate service from Plex, right? We're talking about two different things, right?
Right, but that service is also free.
Okay.
Now, if you want to share it with other people, then there's a Plex pass you have to buy. But other than that, almost everything I do on Plex is free.
It's free. Cool. Huey, I published this article as well, so you got it first. So go ahead with it. It's a good one.
Yeah, the Chrome OS Flex is a strong Windows alternative to really old PCs. And if anyone here has been out on our Learning Chromebooks programs, I talked about Flex. I've demonstrated it a couple of times. I have it on one of my computers, and it's a strong alternative if you've got an old PC and all you're doing is some things on the web and maybe some letters and emails and a few things like that. It's great, and it's free. And you just put it on an old PC and it'll run fine.
Oh my gosh. Best USB-C hubs and dongles.
Yeah, last week on Tech for Senior, I talked about the USB-C plugs and the different USB and some of the other USB plugs. Well, there's a lot of dongles and hubs that are available, and this talks about which ones are good and which are some of the best.
And I have a whole bunch of these.
Yeah, that picture on the screen is from you, right?
Yeah, right. That's my desk there. That's right.
And these are really critical for those of us that have the newer thin laptops, which
Yeah,
only have one or two.
that's right.
The Surface that I'm using only has 3 connectors. So you plug one of those in, and then it opens it up to what we were used to 10 years ago with a laptop.
Yahoo Mail reinvents the inbox.
Yeah, Yahoo Mail, which everybody has, and including me, tells people if you're on Yahoo Mail that you probably should get off of it. It's failing and they're having problems and so on. But they're doing some new things, and one of them is they've added some AI tools and a shopping saver feature in Yahoo Mail just this past week. So they're still going. I checked my Yahoo Mail address, which it's probably been 6 months since I last looked at it, and all I had was email from Yahoo. But I don't have that shopping saver feature yet, but it's something that is coming very soon if you don't have it yet.
I've lost track, but Yahoo has been sold probably 2 or 3 or even 4 times in the last 5 or 6 years. So I think this might be a new owner who's trying something new to regenerate that name, which used to be the major name in computers.
Yeah, and search and so on. Yeah, and I think they've changed CEOs a number of times as well.
Pluggable, of course, is takes charge of the next level with a trio of new products. Pluggable is actually a well-known. I have a Pluggable docking station, and they
As
make
well as I do. Yeah.
yeah, they make very good equipment and have been around. They're sort of a household name. And what's all this about, Huey?
Okay, well, the one in the center is a new plug that they have which can also be a charging. There's some plugs for charging, but it's 30 watt. So you can those of you who have laptops that are charging via USB-C, you can use that, or you can plug into it. But it definitely has a lot more power and can handle some of the more powerful charging units.
Excellent. Google has made just October 4th. Let's mark that. Oh, now this was an article that came out this week by Lifehacker, and it said how to create a new a new Gmail account. And I thought, okay, well, that's not correct. You don't create a new Gmail account, you create a new Google account. And when you create a Gmail account, a new Gmail, you create a new Google account, which includes Google Drive, Google Photos, and everything's included. You don't just create a new email account. So remember that before you go and create a new Gmail email, you're actually creating a new Google account.
Ron, doesn't the G in Gmail stand for Google?
It does.
So you really it's just a shorter way of saying the same thing.
Well, I guess you could lose it, but a lot of people, when they go and they think, well, I'll have another email for my this purpose, and I'll have another email for this one. They're really creating a complicated service because they are duplicating.
Not if you use a something like Outlook or even Windows Mail, which is an email client. That makes it easier for people that need to have multiple email addresses.
Yeah, but the thing with Gmail too, and Google accounts, they now require, the last few years have required, you have to pair them with a phone number, and if you've already used that phone number, they won't let you do another one. So you need to have 2 or 3 phone numbers available. It could be your next door neighbors, but or your spouse, but you do have to pair it with a phone number, and that's how they verify you as well.
We've only got a couple of minutes left. I just want to go through a bunch of them real quick. Google Docs is getting new AI-powered proofread. Now, one of the things about this is it's a paid service, and that's the reason I want to talk about that just briefly, is because a lot of new features coming out that are AI generated are paid services. So be careful of that.
You skipped one that really is important. Amazon is raising the free shipping minimums for
Oh,
some
right.
customers who don't have Prime membership. If you don't have a Prime membership, it's going to cost $35 to ship
That's right.
items.
Good one. And this is yours.
Yeah, if you remember the days when there were different, what do you call those
Oh,
things?
bars. The
The taskbars of some
yeah,
sort.
yeah,
Yeah, that Yahoo had one, and
yeah. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
everybody had one. And then some people just put them all. They had them all, and they had the screen looked like that. So
Brings
it's
back
just,
memories, Huey.
Oh, I
yeah,
remember that. I remember
yeah.
that. Oh my gosh.
So there's a whole generation here of all the different ones.
Now, here's interesting article. It was on Robobrock, who makes, of course, one of the robotic vacuums I have, is now bringing out a all-in-one washer dryer that's app controlled. Sort of cool. It'll all run together as one unit.
Yeah, and for those of us who have limited space, I've got one. I've got one that the dryer's on top of the washer, but this would be an ideal replacement for something like that. I didn't see any pricing on it.
No,
Did
there
you
wasn't any
see
pricing
anywhere?
on it.
No.
No, I don't know yet. So it'll be interesting to see. But you know, Huey, we've run out of time.
Yeah, we have.
Do we have
Once
any
again-
final comments? Any final
Well,
comments?
let me go back to StreamYard and see. Let's see where I left off with Val. So right here.
Dorothy says, I can no longer share the Tech for Senior Facebook, but I can put the saved on my Facebook due to this new law. That's right. So, Dorothy, we got to work through this. I think things are going to change. You know, it's really a pain. A lot of the articles I publish, I can't see them when I go back. So, even if you copy the link and paste it over, which I did with these articles today, when you go back after time and replay them, they're not there. So,
Yeah, for those of us in the States that may not understand what she means by that is there's a ban on some of the news articles on Facebook in Canada.
it's
And
generated.
so it's hard for them to post them.
Geeks Wireless, I used Google Search and asked it if I wanted to enable Google AI Assistant. I said yes. Maybe because I was searching science terms like entropy.
Yeah, the going back to that, enabling the AI assistant. I don't know whether it's AI. I don't recall that, but let's see. How do I do this?
That might be barred.
Yeah, because what if you ask a lot of times if you have a phone, it'll ask, do you want the assistant? And that's where you say, hey, G, and it recognizes, and you can say something like you do with Miss A. So.
Well, all right. Thanks everyone for listening. Don't forget, we have we'll see you back same time, same place next week. I'll be here. Bob will be away next week as well, won't he? He'll be away.
Yes,
yeah, he'll be away. And then
and Ray will be, but it's Bill's turn next week, I think.
We'll certainly. So you won't be here next week, Ray?
I'm leaving that Thursday for my trip.
Well, you can do the show in the morning before you go.
Let me recheck my schedule. I'll let you know.
All right. Okay. All right. Otherwise, we'll see everybody Monday for our big show Monday. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Absolutely.